How's it going, TikTok family? I gotta tell you guys about this really, really crazy dream that I had last night. I just thought I'd share it with you guys. I still can't believe like what I saw in this dream. Kind of scares me at the same time. I want to tell you guys about it. So I end up going on top of this hill. It was like a valley, and there was this hill. There's like a hill there. So I was walking to this hill, and I see these four elderly indigenous men. They're sitting in a circle, and they have rocks around them, and they're sitting in this circle, and they're speaking, and they're dressed like from a long time ago, like buckskin, like buckskin stuff on, like chiefs, but like dressed from a long time ago. Like they weren't in this time, you know what I mean? Like, but in this dream, one of the first elders looks at me, and he tells me to come closer into that circle. He tells me, and they're speaking in their own language, but I can understand them. But he tells me to sit down. Needs to tell me some important stuff to tell our indigenous brothers and sisters out there. And I look at him and I'm like, I'm dreaming, right? Am I in a dream? He goes, you're on the other side, he says. But we need to tell you this, he says. It's a warning. We want you to tell all the indigenous people about that, all our people. He goes, we were alive a long time ago before your time, he tells me. And then he starts bringing up like Custer and starts bringing up these different things, right? Like about like that time. Said that they were around that time. But he said he has something really important to tell me. He tells me just to sit there and listen. So I'm listening to him. And he tells me like the four of them that are sitting there, he says that they're there. He goes, we're your ancestors. And we're speaking to you from the other side. Because we need to tell you something, he says. Listen. And he starts speaking. So the first one speaks to me and he tells me that I want you to tell everybody to be ready. He goes, Damunyao, he says. So he says, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but what he said was, he says the white man. That's what he says. That's what he says, and he's not just referring to all of you, nothing like that if you're watching this. It's nothing to offend you. It's, for me, I take it as like it's some people, right? That's what I think. But he starts going on about it, and he starts talking about these RCMP. And he starts talking about the military. He said that they were going to try to wipe out indigenous people completely. They were going to try to wipe us out completely. So there is no indigenous people at all. And that scared me. It shook me up. He said that they were going to try to take us out first. Because all the stuff that's going on and how we're starting to finally have success in something, he was saying. They don't like that. About taking the land back, they don't like that. He goes, they know about it. He goes, you guys, they're gonna take you out. He goes, I want you to tell people that they're already gonna be starting that. That's what he's telling me in this dream. And then the other elder comes up to me, has braids, gray braids, has a feather on his head. And he starts talking to me. And then he said that anybody that has indigenous blood in them, even just a little bit of blood, he told me that if they're Métis, they're still indigenous. He said, they're going to get them too, he said. He goes, they're going to take you here. And he shows me this place. Shows me this, like, you know what a lab looks like? Kind of like a lab. But he shows me this area. And it shows them injecting these Métis with something that just completely, like, you know, like takes them out of the world. They don't exist no more. And I see them doing this to children too. And they hear them talking and they say, we're going to get every last one of them. So there's no indigenous blood, no bloodline. They're going to try to wipe it out. Kind of like how dinosaurs were extinct, that's what they're going to try to do. That's what he was basically telling me. And that third elder, he just told me, be ready. I want you to tell everybody that some of these RCMP will just be coming in houses. He says, our military, he says, they'll be coming out and they'll be taking out indigenous people. They'll be taking you out of your homes. He says, be ready. This is a warning, he says. That time's come. He goes, be ready to fight. That's what he says. And he starts like yelling about it, you know, yelling at me about it. Be ready, you know, like telling me, be ready for it. And that fourth elder, has a pipe in his hand. And a smudge bowl in front of them, and then they're smudging everybody, and he ends up smudging me. And he says he's praying. He's praying that our people's minds wake up. And he said, a lot of our people are lost. He starts mentioning all this stuff, social media, everything. He just starts talking about everything. He says that our own people are fighting each other, he says. That's not where the fight is, he says. And he says, you know, every color in the world, he goes, we're all connected, we're one. But this government, he says, this government is going to try to wipe the native people out first. And the people that are supporting them will be wiped out with them. That's what he was saying. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, is that really going to happen? He goes, it's going to be starting soon. He says it will be happening, and I want you to warn everybody about it. But he goes, everybody united, that whoever unites with the indigenous people, they will be stronger together. He goes, with our people. We will protect the ones that need to be protected, he said. He goes, if it's necessary, we'll protect the ones that need to be protected. And he says, a lot of us will turn to the mountains where they can't find us, because the mountains will hide us. And that's what he says. And he goes, I want you to warn everybody about that. You know, that, like I said, this dream shook me up. I was telling my wife about it. But please share this video. You know, this is one of my strongest dreams I've ever had, you know, like crazy vision, man. Crazy. We got to be strong and be ready, you guys, for whatever's coming. Love one another. You know, like, don't fight one another, because we're going to need each other in the end. That's my story, my dream. I hope you guys share it, and you know, it's a crazy warning. Take care.